Welcome to the overview video for UFC Fight Night Josh Emmet vs Lerone Murphy. In this video we will go over all 13 fights on this card and see which fighters are the favorite in average odds, the favorite in picks by the Tapology Community, the YouTube Prediction Channels, and see which fighters are picked the most by the best predictors overall and the best predictors on favorites and underdogs. And we start in the women's strawweight division for a fight between Loma Lookboonmee and Istela Nunes. And Loma is the huge favorite with minus 755 in average odds. And with plus 515, Istela is a big underdog. Lookboonmee is also a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 96% picking her to win, making her the biggest favorite on this card in picks by the Tapology Community. And most are predicting she will win via decision. She is picked 100% by all the YouTube prediction channels, making her the biggest favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels on this card. Which of course means that she's automatically picked 100% by the best predictors and the best favorite and underdog predictors. As a quick reminder, or for those new to the channel, the best predictor channels are highlighted in green. Dark green means they had a 7% or higher return on investment over the past 10 months, while light green means their ROI was below 7%. I also track the best predictors for favorites and underdogs separately. Best favorite predictors have the highest ROI based only on their picks for betting favorites, and best underdog predictors had the highest ROI based only on their picks for underdogs. For a full breakdown of the best predictors, check out the 10 months results video. The next fight is another one in the women's strawweight division between Vanessa Demopoulos and Talita Alencar. And this is a pick'em fight where the odds are basically exactly even, with minus 109 for Vanessa and 112 for Talita. Although the fight is even in odds, Demopoulos is a big favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 75%. And almost everyone predicts this fight will go to the scorecard. Vanessa is a bit smaller favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. 46 out of 72 channels pick her to win for 64%. Also the best predictors over the last 10 months favor her to win with 8 out of 11. Since neither fighter is a favorite, we can kind of ignore the best favorite and underdog predictors. But they have it 6 out of 9 and 8 out of 10 for Vanessa. Up next, we go to the bantamweight division for a fight between Victor Henry and Pedro Falcão. The favorite fighter in average odds is Victor Henry with minus 220 and with plus 180, Pedro the underdog. Henry is also a pretty big favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 79%. And most are predicting this fight will go to the judges. And we see the same results by the YouTube prediction channels. 56 out of 72 channels pick Victor Henry to win for 78%. But when we look at the best predictors, he's not such a big favorite anymore. And it's almost even, with 6 out of 11 for Henry and 5 out of 11 for Pedro. And what do the best favorite predictors think about the favorite Victor Henry? Well, it's again almost even. He's a small favorite with 5 out of 9 picking him to win. And do the best underdog predictors see value in the underdog Pedro? Well, not really at all. Only 2 out of 9 of the best underdog predictors pick Pedro to win. The next fight on the prelims is in the welterweight division between Rhys McKee and Daniel Frunza. And this fight is pretty close in odds. Daniel Frunza is the slight favorite with minus 155 and with plus 130, Rhys McKee the underdog. Although Frunza is a small favorite, he's a big favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 84%. And most are predicting that he will win via KO TKO. He's not such a huge favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels, with 42 out of 71 channels predicting he will win for 59.2%, which is a lot lower compared to the picks by the Tapology Community. However, when we look at the best predictors, he becomes a big favorite again, with 8 out of 10 channels predicting he will win. And the best favorite predictors pick Daniel Frunza 6 out of 9, and the best underdog predictors pick Rhys McKee only 3 out of 10 times. The third and last women's fight on this card is between Dione, Barbosa and Belbiţă in the women's flyweight division. And Barbosa is a huge favorite in average odds with minus 950, making her the biggest favorite in odds on this card. And with plus 610, Dione the underdog. Barbosa is a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 92%. And most are predicting she will win via decision and some are predicting a submission. And she's even a bigger favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels, with 67 out of 69 picking her to win. And only 2 channels, Once Upon a Slugfest and The Bodag Show, have picked Dione to win. But if she wins, they will have a big payday of $610 on a $100 moneyline bet. And Barbosa is also the big favorite in picks by the best predictors with 8 out of 9, the best favorite predictors with 7 out of 8, and none of the best underdog predictors have picked the underdog Dione to win. So yeah, almost everyone expects Dione Belbiţă to lose this fight. The next fight is in the bantamweight division between Davey Grant and Daniel Santos. Daniel Santos is the slight favorite in average odds with minus 155, and with plus 125 Davey the underdog. But the Tapology community disagree with the odds makers, and 63% of them predict that Davey Grant wins this fight. And this fight is the closest in picks by the Tapology community on this card. And most of Tapology predict that this fight will end in a decision. And also the YouTube prediction channels disagree with the odds makers, and Davey Grant is the favorite with 44 out of 73 for 60%. In picks by the best predictors it's a bit closer, but Davey Grant is still the slight favorite with 6 out of 11. And Daniel Santos, the favorite fighter in odds, is only picked 3 out of 8 by the best predictors on favorite fighters. What do the best underdog predictors think about Davey Grant the underdog? Well, they like him a lot, and he's picked by 7 out of 10 of the best underdog predictors. If you enjoy the content and find it helpful or informative, then don't forget to like this video or subscribe. Thank you so much. The last fight of the prelims is between Gurule and Osbourne. In the flyweight division, in his debut fight, Gurule is the favorite with minus 260 in average odds, and Osbourne the underdog with plus 210. Gurule is also the big favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 80%, and most are predicting he will win via decision. And we see the same result in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. 58 out of 70 pick him to win for 83%, and 9 out of 10 of the best predictors over the last 10 months also pick Louise, and all of the best favorite and underdog predictors pick him as well. Opening the main card, we have a fight in the middleweight division between Valentin and Torrez Finney, making his UFC debut. And just like the previous fight, the newcomer is the favorite with minus 280 in average odds for Torrez Finney, and Valentin the underdog with plus 225. Torrez is a huge favorite in picks by the Tapology community with 87%, and most predict he will win via KO/TKO. But he's even a bigger favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. 69 out of 73 channels predict that he will win. And all of the best predictors and the best favorite and underdog predictors pick Torrez Finney to win. So almost everyone predicts that Valentin stands no chance against Torrez Finney. Up next, we have a fight in the middleweight division between Gerald Meerschaert and Brett Tavares. Brett Tavares is the favorite with minus 230, and with plus 185 Gerald Meerschaert the underdog. But despite being the underdog, Meerschaert is the favorite in picks by the Tapology community, and 71% of them are predicting that he will win, and mostly via submission. In picks by the YouTube prediction channels, it's very close, but Brett Tavares is the slight favorite, with 41 out of 72 channels predicting he will win for 57%, making this the closest fight in picks by the YouTube prediction channels on this card. When we look at the best predictors over the last 10 months, Brett Tavares becomes a big favorite, and 9 out of 11 predict that he will win. The best favorite predictors pick Brett Tavares the favorite 6 out of 8, and the best underdog predictors have no faith in the underdog Gerald Meerschaert, and he's only picked 1 out of 9. So only the Tapology community have Gerald Meerschaert as a favorite. Want to stay ahead with the latest picks, odds and stats for all fights while supporting the channel? Consider becoming a Buy Me a Coffee member or a Patreon supporter. After this video, every Friday and Saturday I update the latest stats with newly added picks from all UFC prediction channels, the best predictors and the most profitable favorite and underdog predictors. Updated odds, track how the betting lines shift daily. Tapology stats, see if the MMA community's picks are changing. Support the channel and get exclusive daily updates. Links are in the description. I'd really appreciate it. For the next fight, we go to the heavyweight division for a fight between Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Martin Buday. And Kennedy is the big favorite with minus 316 average odds, and with plus 275 Martin Buday the underdog. In picks by the Tapology community, Kennedy is a huge favorite with 93% of them predicting he will win via KO or TKO mostly. And we see the same in picks by the YouTube prediction channels, with 66 out of 72 channels predicting he will win for 92%. And in picks by the best predictors, it's 9 out of 10, the best favorite predictors 8 out of 9, and the best underdog predictors pick Martin Buday the underdog 0 times. So almost everyone expect that Martin Buday will have a very rough night against Kennedy Nzechukwu. The next fight is in the bantamweight division between Cortavius Romeus and Chang Ho Lee. Chang Ho Lee is the slight favorite with minus 135 in average odds and with plus 110 Cortavius the underdog. Although Lee is a small favorite in odds, he's a big favorite in picks by the Tapology Community with 86%. And most are predicting he will win via decision. In picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels, it's a lot closer. But Ho Lee is still the favorite, and 42 out of 72 channels predict he will win for 58%. But the best predictors over the last 10 months disagree. And here Cortavius is the favorite with 7 out of 11, predicting he will win. The best predictors on favorite fighters have picked the favorite fighter Chang Ho Lee 4 out of 9 times. And the best predictors on underdogs have picked the underdog Cortavius 4 out of 9 as well. So yeah, kinda funny to see how the picks are all over the place for this fight. The co-main event of the evening is between Joanderson Brito and Pat Sabatini in the featherweight division. Joanderson Brito is the favorite with minus 240 in average odds and Pat Sabatini the underdog with plus 195. In picks by the Tapology Community, Brito is a huge favorite with 92% of them predicting he will win and most think he will win via KO TKO. He's also the big favorite in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels. 62 out of 73 channels, I can't say 73, are predicting he will win this fight for 85%. And the best predictors pick him 8 out of 10 and the best favorite predictors 7 out of 8. The best underdog predictors pick the underdog Pat Sabatini 2 out of 10. And then, the last fight of the night, the main event of the evening, is between Josh Emmet and Lerone Murphy in the featherweight division. Lerone Murphy is a pretty big favorite in average odds with minus 325 and with plus 255 Josh Emmet the underdog. Almost 2/3 of the Tapology Community predict Murphy to win and if he wins via decision. And 1/3 of the Tapology Community predict that Emmet will win via KO TKO. But in picks by the YouTube Prediction Channels, Lerone Murphy is a much bigger favorite, with 61 out of 75 channels predicting that he will win for 81%. And the same with the best predictors with 10 out of 12 and the best favorite predictors with 8 out of 9 picking him to win. The best underdog predictors over the last 10 months are not giving up on Josh Emmet yet, and 4 out of 10 predict that he can win this fight. So, who do you all got for this main event? Let us know in the comments. What are some of the best betting opportunities on this card? The first one is Vanessa Demopoulos. The fight is basically even in odds, but she is the favorite in picks by the best predictors with 8 out of 11 and the best favorite predictors with 6 out of 9. The next one is Davey Grant. He is the underdog in odds with plus 125, but he is the slight favorite in picks by the best predictors with 6 out of 11, but more importantly, he is the big favorite in picks by the best underdog predictors with 7 out of 10. Which might make this a good underdog betting opportunity. The next one is the newcomer Luis Gurule. He is a pretty decent favorite in odds with minus 260, but the best predictors and the best favorite predictors are very confident in him with 9 out of 10 and 8 out of 8, picking him to win. And we see the same with the last best betting opportunity in Torrez Finney. He's also the favorite with minus 280, the best predictors and the best favorite predictors pick him 100% with 12 out of 12 and 9 out of 9. What do you think are some of the best betting opportunities on this card? Let us know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this overview of all the fight picks. If you found it helpful, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to support the channel while getting exclusive updates, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for watching, have an awesome weekend, enjoy the fights, and I will see you in the next video.